So now that I'm done seeding, tomorrow I'm gonna get those green bins I bought. So I got the bin mover lined up, but I need to do some organizing around here with where I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna put them there, so I need to move 2 straight cut headers and my drag I built, and I want to move that hopper next to that hopper. But the guy has 2 bin movers, and he doesn't like, this is the smaller one, he doesn't like it moving hoppers, which, that's fair, it's his things. But I wonder if I throw a strap around the forklift mast, if I can just move that bin with the forklift. I think I can, but I need to find a long enough strap around here. Actually, a tow strap and a strap, that'll reach. Every time I do anything with a bin, the wind picks up. It's not fair. I'm trying to move something. Holy. We got a bin. Okay, that's probably high enough. This is about on par with scary as the other bin. Jeez. You know, all this ground looks level, and then you do something like this and you find out really could level this ground a little better. Go away, wind. Just give me 10 minutes here. Of course, I drove straight up to it like you'd think, but the hole is offset of where I had grabbed and offset of the door. I had to move around, and yeah, this should work. I wish the mats were a little flatter. That one's raised a little bit, but I definitely think it will settle in just fine. Especially with, actually, I'm gonna say 2,000 bushels. I don't know what that'll hold for wheat. I bet that's like a 1,600 bushel bin plus a hopper. 1,800 bushels? Nah, it has to be more than that. Anyways, put some weight in it. It should settle in. Yep, that's a good pair right there. I think 4 flat bottoms right there will be right. I don't know how many times I said it, but farms need forklifts. Once you have a forklift around, old man, why would we have a forklift? When would we ever need one? Use it constantly. Payloader wouldn't be bad, but if you do a little more mechanic than just farm, forklift outshines the payloader. I think if I had to fire up a combine just to move straight cut headers, hell with that. Just scoop them up, move them over here. Once the shop's clean, the grain's right out of there, like the little tiny bit that's left, in they can go, even though it'll only be for a couple months. Much better. 4 bins there. Those 2 can come up here, so that tree row, which is really nice, can actually be clean and not messy all the time. Hopefully. It won't be my mess that's there if it is, so it's out of my control past that. I can only clean up after myself, or I only will. Either way. Well, we're here to move some bins. Got the V10. Actually, I was thinking about the V10 when I bought it, just for things like this. I had that white shitty Chev half-ton before. Moved 1 bin with it. Was not a fan. Get this trailer tipped up, slid under, and strapped, and away we go. And just a little 12-volt power pack. And up she goes. 10 minutes later, you just back under with your little spikes, forks, and you put a strap from each side around an X on the back and tip her down. Sometimes you need to put a jackal into the backside if they've been sunk into the ground. There, got our straps. Hopefully it just tips. If it doesn't, we put a jackal under the back. Seems to be tipping just fine. It's not the fastest process though. And these little bins look a lot bigger when they're on a trailer. Ta-da. I think I lucked out on this one. This one had some work done to the floor. They pretty well all had holes, but I guess not this one. Don't know if there's animals out here, so I guess we'll be opening and closing this gate 8 times. Perfect. Forgot about this stupid bridge on the way home. I didn't drive this way to get there because there's a different bridge the way I went, and it was even tighter. There we go. First one set down. 3 more. Give Simmy's coming in a nice access to fill and lots of room to turn around. And we have two more. The two that are on the drive, I want to move over there so they can kind of do the same thing there. Be a little tighter on that one, but doable. This floor is just totally collapsing. Oh well. I'll just have to average out, I guess. Pretty rough around the edges there. Well, that could have went better, I suppose. Since it had no floor, the roof had fallen down and hooked on those rests. I had to help it off so I can get out from the damn thing. Well, we're gonna move bins. Let's move all the bins. That one's next. Last time we tried to move this bin, it was ripping off from the floor, so hopefully that helps. Those are supposed to go with you. I guess I'll carry them all over there. Where did we go hunting? Well, that's going to be the setup. The butler's over there. I skipped a spot so I can set a new floor in that spot and then move that wet steel over. That twister's a big piece of shit. It might get turned into a gazebo. And I got a butler down there. Maybe I'll do something with one day. But decent setup. Decent access. Well, looky what I got here. Got Lanko's rental airrater I'm going to try out. So the pasture here has been worked since 91-ish. That's why I worked this little piece. So I was talking to the old man, well, yeah, I think it'll help and all that. And really you come down to, it ain't going to hurt it. Like, the grass doesn't produce great, but we're going to aerate it and then we're going to spread some leftover fertilizer on it. So far, I can tell you, it's not half-ton towable. Like, on the V10, you definitely feel it back there. I'm just halfway through a first pass. And this ground is hard. It's cutting in, but I think on softer ground, it really throws it up a little more. But I ripped one up. And it is getting, it's going in 3-4 inches, even though it doesn't look like it is, but look how root bound this stuff is. So it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, it definitely doesn't look like a lot, but digging that in, it is getting in there. It froze in the third pass and hasn't worked since. Oh, we're down in the swampland now, and there's a lot of overcut or overgrown stuff here, but it's making its way down there. Holy root bound. Ugh. Just roots. Yeah, it's going down there 3 inches, even with all this grass on top of it. It's actually smashing a lot of these bumps down too and smoothing it out, which doesn't help me in the tractor on the first pass, but it will be nicer after. I guess another thing I should say about the machine is it's a straight line machine only. You got to pick it up at the end of the field because you need a lot of tractor even to turn that. Like, this thing weighs 24,000 pounds and it's definitely feeling it back here. There's a lot to it. Yeah, I don't know what they said, if you need 120 horse, 100 horse to pull it. On those smaller ones, I'd be more worried about weight than horsepower. Like, if you have a 100 horse tractor, but it weighs 8,000 pounds, you're going to get pushed around, especially if you have hills. You have a 100 horse tractor that's, 15,000 pounds, 16,000 pounds. Yeah, 100 horse will probably do it fine. Not like it's a big chunk of steel. I was going to spread fertilizer on that aerated pasture tomorrow. Just how things are working out, but you can't argue with the weather. And that fertilizer, if it gets rained on after it's thrown on, is way better than it all gassing off. There's a chance, we might as well try and get some out there. Well, be interested to see how much we can shove out. No, I'm just broadcasting on, so I can travel pretty quick as long as I don't plug a run. Oh, that was nice. Oh well. Put that shovel right through the post. It's almost like you wreck stuff when you're in a rush. I did have plans of redoing these corner posts, making them bigger, just for that reason. Yeah, shovel went right through it. Yeah, they're closing in. Playing with the monitor, trying to run a bale over. Jesus. Kinda running a bale over. Apparently I can't go that fast, it'll jump the drive chain off. We're losing time! Beats plugging it up though. Alright, it tried to plug up too. So now we're just down to normal banding speed, which, yeah, it's okay. It's good to know the limits. I'd rather know them here when it doesn't really matter compared to in the field, in the middle of seeding. Looking down on the work the aerator did probably shows it better than the other video. Oh yeah. Come on! I don't think letting that fertilizer sit in the tank for 2 weeks is the best move. Failed again! Holy dust storm! Killing grass there. Yeah, the center rung's plugged up, and I don't think, yeah. I'll let the wings clear out, and I'll probably quit, because this might be a real storm. Oh, I just bought a new rain gauge. I should go put it up real quick. Little scatterbrain. Yeah, you win some, you lose some. I don't care. Small victories. Alright, we're having a productive day after me rushing and messing everything up just because I'm in a rush. So we ended up getting just a 1/4 inch of rain. This morning I came out and finished aerating the rest of this. Nice and slow, not in a rush. Had no problems. Hauled the aerator back, picked up spray, a couple things so I don't get in a jam there. And just came out here and unplugged this drill. Just the center section was plugged because I was trying to go too fast because the storm was coming. So now I'll go out there at the normal slow speed and just spread what's in the tank and be done with it. How many electric fence stakes are out in this damn field? I built this box on the back to fill with sucker rod for weight, but it's just such a good garbage bin. I guess I do have 2 or 3 plugged runs. Get those cleared up. It's really technical. Come on, how much is in there? Alright, let's get back to work. You probably can't see him coming out there, but he's shooting out of there. I could make this shit up. Got going. Made one pass right to the other far end of the field. We're out of fuel. Started sputtering away. Went, uh-oh. Brought it down to an idle. Got all the runs cleared before I shut it off and killed her without it dying. So, yeah. We shall inspect how some of the fertilizer has fallen down the hole. Kind of. And go get the I think the stagger knows I'm going to start cleaning it up after this job to sell it. And it's not wanting to go. It's going to put up a fight. So I moved those fuel tanks from that tree row because I said I was going to clean that tree row right up. But the one had some diesel in it still. And I had to put it somewhere. So here we are. Well, she fired right up. Did a little hunting for a minute or two, but kept running, so that's good. And I'm sure someone's gonna say it, why didn't you just broadcast it on? So drive to town, rent the broadcaster, it's $300. Come back, auger it out of the cart, it was already in the cart. Broadcast it. The GPS never wants to work in that case, so just roam around blind. And then take the broadcaster back to town. So now you made a job longer and more expensive than it was. Wow, good job. And this, it's not super fast, but I have the packers down so you can see where I've been, at least. Not that over the matters to miss a little spot. I don't have enough to do the whole field. I'm just getting rid of extra. Well, we're putting in like 3/8 of a mile of barbed wire this weekend. Yay, lucky. I got nothing to unroll wire with. I scrapped all my disc blades apparently. So I was just going to put a bar through the 3-point hitch of the little cabless white. But I'm using it on the pounder because I was going to pull the pounder with this, but the hitch is the wrong side than what I remembered, so I can't. So we're going to slap something together real quick. So with a chunk of sucker rod. So these aluminum pieces were just thrown next to the shop, and they already had a hole through it, or about the same size. So you can really just ratchet strap them to the forks. Put a pin through here, and I think I have an old air seeder hose I was thinking I should cut and just do spacers you can string out, a perfect world 4, but you'll probably only get 3 in that space. Holy hell, does that work? Better than you think it would. So I'll just have to see if I have to trim any of these down. I'm thinking so. Might only get 2. I'm drilling a hole through sucker rod. Sure is fun. Just gotta find a little pin for that now. Oh, look at that. We're ready to roll wire out in 15 minutes. Bunch of scrap. And we think getting 2 or 3 rolls on that bar will be hard. Drop it to the ground so it's the right height. Make it easy for yourself. Oh, look at that. Spin nice. A little air hose in between. 7/8 sucker rod would probably do better than the 3/4. It's a little bouncy, but for one fence, 1 year, she's gonna work. I had to rent a pounder. Any guesses on who I rented it from? That's gonna be backwards. We can't do that. Yep, they have a pounder too. Look at this hog of a post. Come here. I plan on building that corner brace once. It's right there. Right in that corner it gets a little swampy. So I cleared that brush and redo it. It's the next day out here. Just getting going. Gonna do our straight line. I'm driving the forklift across the field, daydreaming, can't see much in front of it, and just drill a bowl hole. Yeah, 7/8 sucker rod, I guess is the answer. Still gonna work, but whoops. I was gonna put money down that we were gonna run out of wire right in that low spot and have to do braces. This is a little shorter than I thought it was. That's good. I'll use less supplies. So we finished up our fencing this weekend. There you go. Well, not finished. It still needs stapled, but the wire's up and fenced out. Whatever. Crippled myself, throwing posts around, pulled a muscle in my bicep. I'm all one-winged. It's terrible. But in this little catch pen here, the fence was having a little bit of a problem. So I put some posts in. I really thought it was more complete than this. I really didn't pay much attention. But I'm going to try and stand this up and that bit up and save what I can and get them leg to those posts. I was thinking, how am I going to push that up without wrecking? Like, you use the forklift forks, they're just going to crunch right into the boards. Some cushion. Spread the weight out a little. I think it'll work. I think that's gonna work. Buddy runs the lumber store in town, Hayduck Lumber, and he talked me into these things. I was gonna just go buy spikes, but this one winged thing would have been some slow pounding. So we'll see how these goes. Holy hell, do those work good. Suck that thing right up against it. I guess they're worth $1 a piece. No, it's not fixed, but at least it's standing, I guess. Before any of you get into me about letting things get run down or fixing it properly, this is the joys of family farm. I don't own animals. This is none of me. Everyone but me uses it, but looks like they're really up on the maintenance. But it looks like I'll be renting this pasture out this year, so I guess now it is kind of my response. I just poked myself in the ear with one of these things. That was nice. Kind of my responsibility now to get it fixed up a bit, but definitely should have been left in a little nicer shape. Oh, I've stepped on a couple nails. I knew it was going to happen. I got 2 at once. Ow. I don't think enough to bleed, but I felt it. Well, we're going to call that good enough. And I'm going to go back inside and cry about my arm hurting. It's usable. And it's not the prettiest, but it's fully usable. A lot of pastures that have no load-up pens and no water, so could be worse. Well, have a second rain day in a row. The new gravel is handling the water great. No mud sticking in tires at all, just clean. It's not exactly a giant rain, but these slow, cold soaks probably do more than a quarter inch in a half hour and then back to plus 30 and bake it off. So what do you do on a rain day? You can go on Marketplace and buy shit you don't need. Well, I need all this stuff. But we're going to run around the city all day and get some Marketplace goodies. So I had no cash, so I pulled into this little town like 45 minutes from my place. I haven't been here since I played hockey. Got my cash. Must have been their town's like parade days. Got some lemonade from a little stand, and some guy walks up and goes, "How long have you owned that truck?" I said, "Oh, a couple of years. Know who owned it before." He goes, "That's my truck." He like lists off the engine and all that in it, and that dent, I put that in. Like, that is my truck. I went, huh. Small world. That'll do. I got the first set picked up. My 7-tire lowboy trailer there. You can see I'm still running around with 7 tires. Not for long. Some good 10R 15s. On Dayton rims, 5 of them, $125. That's, guys, what? How many? So I think I have 7. I mean, up having 5, I guess. So, how much you want per tire? $25. So I'll take them all. That's pretty cheap. And that's the right price. Now back into the city for the next buy. Off topic, but I returned a ratchet to Princess Auto. And I noticed they're on sale. I'm like, well, if I was smart, I'd return the ratchet for a refund, then just go buy the new ratchet on sale. But I said, who gives a shit, whatever. But I'll just exchange. And they do exchange, they go, well, since it's on sale, we'll give you $21 back. So I got that anyway, so nice. It's a win. No, got the last pickup. Got to get back on the pavement sled. A set of VM40s off a Thundercat. So the ZRT engine has 38s on the stock. So this isn't a huge jump, but for $200, I'll take it. And then the 9500 Blizzard can get the 38s off of the ZRT. It's a good win. Special day for this rig. The 7-tire Wonder trailer is getting a tire, maybe 2. I really haven't paid attention to what the other ones are like, so let's take a couple spares with me. This one is good, just needs a tube. The valve stem's wrecked. I'm trying to see what the other ones look like. Actually, it's not bad. We'll give it once over. It's really funny to see people on the internet who think because one tire shop doesn't want to touch something that, no, now it's illegal. It's everyone's go-to. Well, it's illegal. It's illegal. Prove it. Oh, no, everyone knows that. Yeah. So, yeah, these 10 115s. They got split rims on them. And you ask around, everyone will tell you how illegal they are. They're not. Tire shops don't want to train young kids to work on them, so they just turn them away. But you get tire shops in like a farm community, and it's no big deal. So we'll see how many we change. Well, 3 tires changed. The one that needs a tube, we can't split, so we're gonna let it soak for a week. So yeah, we changed out these 2 tires. Not great tires. I'm gonna run them as a spare, or keep them as a spare. But these 2 definitely look a little better. So when I get that other one up there split apart, I think we're gonna change out this guy. Cause yeah, on the other side, we just put that guy on. But they're not too bad over here. So yeah, this whole rig's been getting some attention. We got all new drives on the truck. Well, used drives, but everything's used. And we're down to just 1 questionable tire on the trailer, with promise of replacing it. So yeah, when I get this one off the trailer, I'm gonna fill this right up with ATF or whatever garbage oil I have laying around and let her soak in there. And I guess since we're giving it attention, that D4 ripped off that cleat, and that D6 bent that. So let's tack those down quick. Nothing amazing, but it's attached. I'd like to get one of those shoved in there under this carrier, but I think that'd be a lot easier when we're not hooked up. So I think that's gonna wait. Well, I was just about to throw this big tank back on the sprayer trailer. And the other day we put all these tires on there, but the one we couldn't get on, we couldn't get the rim apart to put a new tube in it, split rim. I had an idea. It's upside down, but we need that split rim to collapse so the ring can come out. I'll flip this over so we can see. Okay, this outer ring here needs to get pushed down so this ring can get peeled out. It can come off and we can put a new tube in this good tire. Someone just dropped it and wrecked the valve stem. But they beat on with the sludge with no luck. I'm going to spread my fork so I'm only on that outside ring. And I'm just going to try and pick up the trailer with it. Why not? Okay, you see my plan? Just on the outside rings, get it collapsed. I don't see how this could go wrong. Holy hell. Might have to find a different part of the trailer. Maybe under the center or the rear of the trailer will work better. That rim might be kind of stuck. Okay, let's try something a little more stationary. We might need a plan B. Let's really just soak it in oil for a week and try again. Yeah, we'll let that soak. Well, it's so much easier with a forklift. Scoop it on, scoop it off. Not a big ordeal. The spring had all the pump stuff at the back. Move it to the middle this time. Now, see what I like more? Why not? I was gonna rush and go spray some of the wheat, but I don't know. I got wild oat spray and that shit's expensive, so it's supposed to rain tonight and then looks like it's gonna be sun for a week, so I guess waiting a day shouldn't be the end of the world, but I'll get everything set up. I get straps on that. Yeah, I drop it in this tank and I just pump it into the other tank. Too much screwing around with the lid and whatnot. I've lost that lid before, so. And ever since I switched to using town water over well water, I haven't had a plug nozzle since. And the spray just seems to work better. I got hard water, and apparently the spray attacks the hard water or some shit. I don't know. Makes it less effective though. Oh, and it's spitting out. I'll leave the spraying for tomorrow evening.